What up, people? It's your boy 12v34. Be back again. Doing like a little quick video update on some of the Panther stuff. I haven't been doing videos as of late or whatever, so I'm just gonna do just a big glamour video of some of the recent games, whatever, and my views on the latest stuff that has happened with the team, whatever. Um, First off, I want to give shouts out if I start off this video. I want to give shouts out to Drag GWK, Tahoe Joe, um, some of my other subscribers. I can't really think of the names off the top of my head, but if you subscribe and give me a shout out. Also Liberian Girl 010, give you a shout out, whatever. One of my favorite subscribers, but yeah, like I said, this is gonna be just like a little video of the recent games, stuff, recent things that have been going on with the team. Um, where should I start? Guess I'll start off with the Houston game news. I've seen pieces and parts of the game where I've seen the highlights, and um, it was a real good game. In my opinion, from the way how we played it or whatever, it was. Usually we've been to play the games and we've been and got this big lead, and then the team would just sit up there. The defense would go and lay down, and we'll give it this big lead. We'll be up 20 something points, and then next thing you know, the final score we'll be in lost by 10 or something like that, and it'd be crazy because it's like we've been and gained this lead and had it. It's like you'd be almost like a shooing for a win, and then we just give it back up, and um I think that's happened in like 14 out of the last 15 games, or 14 out of 15 games that we lost. Not that we lost, but out of 14, 15 games that we played, it was like that. And a lot of our losses came like that too. I know by on top of my head the Green Bay game, we went up about 15 some points or whatever, and wound up letting them come back. And in other games and stuff that we didn't play, we didn't gain the lead, and we just laid down and got tired. But I liked how our defense showed up in that one, although it did seem like we was getting to that point after in a little bit when they started scoring. But I like how we shut them down or whatever. Um, Without the game, that was a Tampa Bay game. I like both of the showings from that we played with Tampa Bay when we went to Tampa Bay and we beat them, and when they came to Carolina and we had beat them out there. Um, I like the second one because we our defense actually showed up that game, and I wish the defense that was out there at that game was out there for the rest of our games. Because if it was, we probably wouldn't be 6-9 right now. We probably been number one in the division right now, even second place, or if, looking to go to the playoffs or whatever. But it is what it is. Like I said, I like the overall showing by the team or whatever. Cam Newton rushing for that getting that 49, 50 something yard touchdown, and having that 90 something yard pass to Brian LaFell, and all the other good plays and whoever, D'Angelo Williams and stuff. And it's good to see D'Angelo Williams out there showing up, because a lot of the analysts and stuff were saying, oh, we may have made a mistake by paying him or giving him a new contract because he haven't really did anything, but he's showing them wrong or whatever. And even me, I'm eating my words or whatever. Like you said, I could do like crow videos. This is almost like a crow video, because I was one of the skeptics of Cam Newton, and was like, hey, I don't want us to pick a quarterback overall number one. At the time that we was getting them, we still had Matt Moore, we had Jimmy Clausen, and it was like, okay, we could still probably pick him out another quarterback, but let's do that somewhere down the line. And if Matt Moore don't pan out, or have all three of the quarterbacks fight for the starting position on the team. However, I just it really wasn't a big fan of drafting a quarterback number one, and even and even and mainly in part because before, when Andrew Luck at first was saying he was gonna come out or whatever, and everything, I was all for it. I was a big Andrew Luck fan. I admit it. I was like, okay, he coming out, we gonna get us a franchise quarterback, And then when he accepted, he said he was gonna go. He was gonna stay back in school. It was like, here we go, and that's when they were saying Cam Newton, we might pick him up #1 overall, and it was like I really didn't want that to happen because it's just mainly just for me. I don't keep up with college sports at all. I don't watch no college football, college basketball, none of that. I couldn't tell you who's #1 in BCS right now or not. It just never was something that I would do to keep up with college sports. So it's like when I first heard of his name and I went and pulled the videos, it was like the highlight videos that he had. It was like it really wasn't that impressive to me. It's just maybe it's just me, but the videos wasn't really that impressive and or nothing. So it was like, okay, I really don't want us to pick up no quarterback in the first round, hoping we can pick up something else, somebody else, another wide receiver or something, because even then at that time it was dealing with the lockout and all like that, and the rumors was going around about Steve Smith might not be coming back, which come to find out now that was just rumors, and he never was talking about leaving the team or, but that's what the state of the team was at that time, that we didn't know if we was gonna have us a wide receiver or not. So I was like, man, let's keep Matt Moore and Jimmy Clausen, draft us a wide receiver, and then work towards getting a quarterback in the later rounds. But like I said, Cam Newton has really panned out better than what I expected, and I'm actually happy I was wrong in this time. It's like the first game he played, seeing the preseason game, it was like, yeah, he did this, he played decent in this game or whatever. I still wasn't sold. The first game he played in season of Arizona, although we lost it, I seen his performance. I was like, man, that was a pretty good performance by him. And it was like, okay, let's just make sure he's not a one hit wonder. Then he comes right back, plays in Green Bay, and gives Green Bay a run for his money. I was like, hey, I was starting to start to like him a little bit more, and I guess it was about halfway through in the season when I looked and I sat down. I was like, man, he actually is pretty good quarterback. He could actually be, he could actually be our quarterback for the future. And it was like, I'm kind of glad that we picked him up in the first round now, in retrospect. But even when I think about it, it's like, man, I'm looking at the draft now. It's like I'm wishing that we could have drafted a little bit more defensive players, but nobody would have ever thought that Beeson would have got injured and all these other players would have been on IR and all like that and everything, and nobody was really looking for Thomas Davis to get injured. But to be honest, I wasn't surprised that he got injured. It just was a sheer fact that, okay, he had that same injury before twice or 3 times, or I should say twice before, and it was like, okay, he comes back, and I think the second time, I think he rushed back to try to get back into it, and he went and messed it up again. But this time when he came and did it, it wasn't no shock. It was like, oh man, here we go. How that happened and stuff. I kind of was like, okay, he tore his ligament again. It's okay. But yeah, it's like, and I've been seeing that he's been talking about wanting to come back on the team or whatever, even if it calls for him taking a pay cut. And I'm like, hey, part of me is like, I wouldn't want to take that risk unless we just re-sign him to a 1-year contract and have him be out there and don't have us dependent on him to be healthy or whatever. For us to have our defense be working. I think if we do sign him and have him play limited or whatever, or play only when need or whatever. So just in case, and put a clause in the 1-year contract whereby if he get injured again, then they can opt out of it. Because I don't want us to go next season throwing our marbles all into us getting Beason back and getting Thomas Davis back, and then Thomas Davis going to injure himself again, which I'm not wishing that on him, but that's still in the realm of possibility. That he can injure himself again. may not even not injure himself. He may not come back 100% or as good as he was before. So it's like, um, I wouldn't want us to take that much of a gamble on that. And even in this upcoming draft, people have been talking about wide receivers, drafting wide receiver. Why draft a wide receiver? Why would you do that? If we got Steve Smith, Brandon LaFell, which has been playing way better than what he was his rookie year. He's been coming to his own. He's been playing lights out. Um, see Steve Smith, Brandon LaFell. We're gonna have David Guest that's gonna come back. That was could have been one of our top receivers. We still got Amani Edwards, Khalil Polaris. We got Dorian Adams. All these other receivers that we sit up here and it's like we don't want to keep on going on with the cycle with getting these players and not even giving them a chance before we get rid of them. It's like, yeah, all these receivers and half of them ain't really getting no real good playing time. Like Amani Edwards, he haven't really gotten that much playing time and everything. Polaris and Dorian Adams and stuff, they haven't really been getting playing time. But you saying draft another wide receiver for what? We don't need to be loaded down with 8 receivers on our roster or whatever, and 3 of them inactive or whatever and stuff like that. We need to see what we have right now and work with that. And if we do draft a receiver, let it be way later on in the rounds or whatever, last round or whatever, draft one or whatever, just to say we got another wide receiver. I think our main focus this year should be defense, fix defense. We gotta get some depth linebackers on all the other positions, safeties, the secondary position. Need to get some depth there, whatever, because that was our main issue this year. It wasn't our offense. Our offense been clicking, been putting points on points. You can see, put up 20 points easy, but our defense come right back out there and give up 20 points or whatever. And defense not even being there. Our defense showed up in the beginning, first half, and then the second half they gone. So it's like we need to focus on defense. And then my second choice would probably be look for would be quarterback. And I know people are saying, oh yeah, why draft for quarterback and everything? You got Cam Newton. You have to think, who do we have behind Cam Newton? We have Derek Anderson and Jimmy Clausen. Jimmy Clausen hasn't really panned out how people have wanted him to be. And it's like I don't know if it's just him getting thrown into that soon or just him not even being the right person for the job. But all in all, right now he's not really a good person you can assure to say, okay, is in case Cam Newton can't play, we're gonna put him in. Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson is old or whatever. He's on a decline in his career or whatever. So it's like you got 2 quarterbacks that's not good insurance for just in case that person Cam Newton goes down. So it's like I would say, okay, man, let's draft us a decent quarterback and have him sit and work behind Cam Newton and work with other quarterbacks, and let's say, okay, yeah, let's go in have somebody for when that time comes. If that time comes and Cam Newton gets injured or he can't play, we can have somebody else to come in and fill that void. And even I'm even looking at the shit fact we can use Jimmy Clausen as trade beat or whatever. Trade to get somebody else or whatever, because it's like we didn't spend so much on him or whatever and he haven't panned out. We should try to get at least something out of it. But yeah, that's just my views on like I said, whole conglomerate view on the games or whatever and the draft and stuff. And one more thing, I got to say this. Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl vote is gay. I really do think it's stupid. And excuse me for feeling this way, but I don't understand how you can vote Eli Manning over Cam Newton when Eli Manning hasn't done enough for him to sit up here and be on the Pro Bowl this year. Yeah, he might have played good or whatever. He might have been setting the team up to go to the playoffs and stuff like that. But it's like, how much have you been hearing of Eli Manning in the news as opposed to Cam Newton? Cam Newton been impressive almost every single game he played or whatever, getting Rookie of the Week awards, whoever, almost a shoo-in for Rookie of the Year award and everything, and you don't even vote him into the Pro Bowl. It's like how that happens. It's like you give, like somebody said, I seen on Facebook, somebody posted like it's more like a popularity thing. It's like, yeah, because Eli Manning the name, we gonna go and put him in the Pro Bowl over Cam Newton. So it's like, man, what's up? And it's like, on top of that, the Panthers only got 2 Pro Bowl players in there. It's like, how we only get 2? Ryan Khalil and Steve Smith. And I think I take it back. They might have Cam Newton as alternate, but still, it's like that's not a shoe-in for him to be in the Pro Bowl. It's like how you only do 2 Panthers players in the Pro Bowl. We got all these other players that been doing stuff that should have been worthy of getting even and not even an alternate into the Pro Bowl or whatever. But like I said, it's just a popularity issue. The whole thing is gay because they still managed, Phillip Rivers still managed to make his way onto the Pro Bowl, and he's been consistent junk. They still been riding the man meat for years. It's like, man, San Diego could be sitting up there and be 6-10, 7-9, don't make the playoffs, be a junk team, and they'll go put Phillip Rivers on this pedestal, riding the man meat year after year. And it's like, I seen one poll they put out as the top quarterbacks, and they had ranked them over Drew Brees, over Peyton Manning, over Aaron Rodgers. It's like, man, these are some of the quarterbacks that have been in a recent Super Bowls and stuff. Drew Brees in the Super Bowl, Manning Super Bowl, and Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. You rating these over all? You ranking Phillip Rivers over all these that he haven't even been to the Super Bowl and they've been in the playoffs and going to lose or whatever and stuff like that. And it's like, man, get off the man jack. It's just the whole Pro Bowl battle was gay to me. It just was dumb, and I'm like, hey, I probably check it out or whatever, but like I said, it just was stupid to me. But like I said, that's all my views on the Panthers games and stuff, and the draft, and the gay Pro Bowl battle or whatever. We got the Saints coming up. I'm looking for us to go 7-9 against them because we got the momentum going on. After beating Houston and blowing out Tampa Bay or whatever, I feel like we got the momentum going into New Orleans. I feel we can beat them and we can be 7-9. Like I said, that's all I have to say. Comment, rate, subscribe. Hit me up on Facebook if you outside the Carolina. If you're outside the Carolinas, you go visit 48 State Panthers. It's a group of Indian Panthers fans outside the Carolinas. 12-34 be out.